Big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype? It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game James.
Hey, what's up? Welcome everybody. It's your boy, Big Game James, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Big Game Sports Buzz. Now, I know if you're tuning in right now and you are a normal viewer, you're probably wondering what in the world is going on. Where is the buff nerd Jay Stocks? He is on the way. He's having a few technical difficulties, but here holding it down for me on the puppy cam is my main man, Titan. But yeah, that's my co-host right now till Stocks gets here. He's down there having a good time chewing his foot up, and I don't know what's going on, but that's my main man, Titan, in the room with me. Hey, first and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and checking out Big Game Sports Buzz. If you haven't done so already, please make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell so you know that every time that we have brand new content coming on, we bring you a new episode every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. And that is me, Big Game James, and my man, the Buff Nerd. Like I said, Buff Nerd should be here shortly. Hey, but tonight we got a lot to talk about in the sports world. There's a lot going on. One of the major things going on, Coach Prime is headed to Colorado, leaving Jackson State. We talked about it a little bit last week. Didn't think he was going to go anywhere, but we want to share our thoughts on that. So how the show normally works, guys, we hit you with different segments, and we love for interaction. So if you are here and you got something to say, go ahead and type it in, and we will bring that comment up on the screen and interact and share that with you as soon as we get a chance. And yes, we will have to screen it to make sure that everything is appropriate, right? So anyway, tonight we got 4 downs. Oh hell nah. Between the lines, keep it on the court. One got to go in the top 5. Tonight's top 5 Heisman Trophy winners all time. Now that's tough. You know, the Heisman race is coming up. A lot of these quarterbacks out there that are playing in the college football playoffs are prime candidates for the Heisman. You know, the Heisman is a prestigious award, but also I think it's a bias award at the same time. Me being a former defensive tackle, to see it always come down to be an offensive award is kind of a pain in the butt and not one that I like to see a whole lot. But it happens. It's no big deal. We're doing that. Hey, Between the Lines segment, there's a lot going on in the NFL right now. Some teams looking great, some teams looking bad. And yes, I'm repping my team right now because we had a good win last night, and it's a good win just because it's a win. It's not really how we play. We're going to talk about that in Between the Lines. Keep it on the court. The NBA. We haven't talked a lot of NBA this season, and not that the NBA is not action packed, but you know me and how I feel. The NBA doesn't really get jumping off till later on, so sometimes the NBA falls by the wayside. To me, I apologize about that. The Buff Nerd is going to hit you with some good NBA stuff during Keep It on the Court. And then the one got to go. We're going to go NFL. We're going to go quarterbacks. I got 4 quarterbacks I'm bringing to you tonight. And I want to know which one, if you had to choose to never play in the NFL, which one would it be? This is a tough list. I think I know who mine would be. And Jay Stocks hates this segment because he thinks that I'm trying to trick him. And there's no trickery. It's just me, you know what I'm saying, coming up with something that I maybe find on the internet, or I think about it myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what we got to do. We got to hit you with that and keep it coming, man, because, you know, it happens. It's a great game, so I figure why not bring it to the fans, right? One got to go. And like I said, the top 5 Heisman Trophy winners. So we're going to get all that. Wait in a few minutes. Any questions you got, come on in, drop them. Hey, let me know if you're here watching. Who's your favorite team? Who do you root for when it comes down to the NFL? Do you have a favorite football team or your favorite sport? Is it World Cup? You know, I know Spain got upset today. God, dog, who does Spain lose today? I'm about to look that up. But hey, my students at school have got me watching the World Cup, man, for the first time in a long time, and I'm having a good job really checking out what's been going on in there and trying to stay abroad, because that's one thing. When it comes to football and even basketball, I can keep up in the conversation. But these kids making me go research what's going on the soccer side of things. So, you know, it's what it is. Matter of fact, hey, Titan, you want to talk a little soccer? Let me look at World Cup and see what's going on. All right, I'm going to look up. Titan says yes. He said go ahead and see what's going on in the World Cup. So we're going to do that real quick. Like I said, the buff nerd is coming. He usually runs the technical side of things. I usually just sit up here and run my mouth. So bear with me if you don't mind. I do apologize about that a little bit. But hey, things happen. You got to keep on moving. You got to pivot, as they would say. Pivot. World Cup. Morocco, that's who it was, Titan. Spain lost to Morocco today. Was that a good loss or a bad loss? You know? Titan Cam. I know. Spain loses to Morocco in penalty kicks of all things, too. And Spain's manager told them before they got over to the World Cup this year, he wanted them all to get 1,000 penalty kicks because he felt like, that's the way they lost last time in a tournament. And sure enough, it came down to PKs, and they came up short to Morocco. And the fans, y'all, that's an electric crowd. I love football stadiums. I'll talk about the electricity playing the game of football, but man, that soccer stadium was rocking. I would love to be there in person at a World Cup event to see the energy and that electricity of the crowd. And but hey, I'm like I said, I'm gonna get a buff nerd maybe like one more minute, and if not, I'm gonna go ahead and get these 4 downs started by myself. Because Titan is laying down here. He don't want to talk no more. He laying down, scared to get. I hear him coming from far away. The buff nerd Jay Stoggs. So Sammy Bammy says that was a bad loss. Spain should have won. That's what I've been hearing all over the TV screen, that Spain really, really blew a chance to win and let it get away from them, Sammy. Hey, thanks for the comment. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I just saw the PKs and what it came down to. And I did see the 2 shots on goal that Spain had, and they missed. And it was like, wow, sloppy soccer being played. Hey, without further ado, y'all, he's sipping on his tea. He said he's coming in hot. My main man, the buff nerd.
Let's go.
Hey man, before we kick this thing out, let me say
what's up?
Thank you for your intros and everything you always do. Because my big butt, I'm up here just rambling. And for the 5 people that's still watching, I appreciate y'all being here. And I'm glad I didn't run you off because I was on here doing it by myself. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Stocks, I don't know if you can see down here on the bottom, we got the Titan cam. Titan.
I see the Titan cam.
Titan. Look, Titan said he would hold it down until you got here. But now that you're here, he said he's gonna lay back down. So
let's go.
Without further ado, I gave everybody a rundown, Stocks, what we're gonna talk about in these 4 downs. So Coach Prime, college football playoffs, who's your Heisman, and Nike has officially cut ties with Kyrie Irving. A lot of people thought there might be a suspension and he might get that deal back. It did not work out that way. Let's get into these 4 downs.
Let's go. Yeah, so hey, appreciate everybody being here, watching this. Again, make sure that you like, subscribe, and smash that bell. I got to make sure that I said it as well. And make sure that you can catch us on those platforms. Let's dive right into that first subject, which is, of course, Coach Prime going to the high state, the Mile High State, Colorado.
They get high in that state, though. You're right.
They get high up there. There's been a lot of talk about, this is what we expected. We knew he was going to leave. He's not swag. I told you it was just a matter of time, blah, blah, blah. Man, look, here's how we break this down, right? 5-year, $29.5 million contract, right? He is he has gotten the largest package ever given to a Colorado University football coach in its history.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In its history, according to the Denver Post. Dude's making over $5 million a year. Over $5 million a year. If they cut ties with him, he gets 75% of that.
Woo, woo, woo.
I mean, look, I get it. You want Prime there, even though you berated him. You said he wasn't swag. You said he don't know this and he won't do that. All he did was win back-to-back SWAC championships. All he did was, be undefeated this season. All he did was flip, 5-star blue chip recruits from the D1 schools, right, in the FBS schools to the HBCUs. But that wasn't enough. So now that he left, people upset. What you upset for? You got what you wanted.
Hey, Stoggs, I always say this, and I got two parts to, kind of chiming in on what you said. No one else anywhere, and I was one to say, because of Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, it made me think hard about why I did not consider an HBCU coming out. But at the same time, we know a lot of athletes' goals. We talk about it all the time, Jay Styles. When you come out, when you're in high school, when you're hoping to get that scholarship, most kids going, hey, I want to go D1. It's not even the fact that it's HBCU or Power 5 or anything else. The goal for most guys is that they want to be Division I. I want a D1 scholarship. I want to go play for a D1 program, right?
Sure.
Coach Prime helped shed light on why a lot of HBCUs were missing out. And Shannon Sharp touched on this as well. Facilities, right? Facilities. Yeah. Not about the play, not about really the culture, because it's there. It's great. My son attends a HBCU, loves it. He loves the culture. He loves everything else. But I'll say this to anybody that's mad at Deion Sanders. And if you are SWAC or you are J-State, and you have a problem with him leaving right now, if you had a regular 9-to-5 job and someone else came and offered you a promotion and a raise after taking a pay cut just so you could pay your staff or other people, if you got this offer, would you take it?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And then Jay Stoggs, this is the second part of that. My grandfather always said, son, if you go do something, make sure you leave it better than the way you found it.
Absolutely.
To me, Deion Sanders did what he needed to do. Not only did he build a program, he went in, he helped get Jackson State top-notch facilities. They're working on building a brand new stadium in Jackson, Mississippi, right? He brought knowledge of HBCU programs and how it can be helped. He touched out the presidents of corporations to help make sure that the food services are better. He did this. Yeah. Now someone else has to come in, take the handoff, and keep running with the ball. He's got to. This is the thing. Most people never knew or asked what his ultimate coaching goal was when he took the job. So unless you know his goal and what he really wants to do,
right?
Don't speak on it. You thought he was just going to come in and be fat. This is the thing. Deion Sanders could not go the traditional route when it comes to applying for a job because he caught a little bit of heat for his Prime Prep Academy here in Dallas and the way things went. So he went and coached a private school.
Yep.
You can go to Coach Taps here in Texas and not have to be a certified teacher like you do in public schools through UIL rules and stuff, right? Right. So he went and coached the private school route. Hell of a job what he did at TCA Academy, whatever it was out there in was it Duncanville, DeSoto? Yeah. But anyway, did a great job. Laid the foundation, coached, went to a place to make a difference, but also went to a place that he could build his brand and show the world what he was capable of doing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this stretches beyond the football field. And to me,
Oh yeah.
as an athlete, but not just that, as a parent that has kids, that has a kid that has ambition of playing
Mhm.
college football, he helps set a foundation
Sure.
that kids know which way they can go. And so I
Yeah.
salute Deion Sanders for that, man.
Yeah, and make sure that you comment. We always love reading your comments there in the chat. Chat us up. We want to hear what you're thinking. But let's go ahead. Let's move on to second down, man. If you haven't noticed, Sunday was the final playoff spots. And yeah, number one, Georgia will be facing number 4, Ohio State, who snuck in because USC couldn't finish the job, which I think we all knew was going to happen.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Shame it.
They got beat by Utah, and they got beat by Utah again. Okay, so then you got number 2, Michigan, will be facing off against the number 3 TCU Horned Frogs. So the question that game posed to me was, should anyone be upset, and did they get it right? Should anyone be upset? Should Alabama be upset that they're sitting there at 5 and they should, like, Saban is always going to say, well, the people pick whoever they pick. I don't care. But yeah, you up here running your mouth about why Alabama should be in there because
he
based
cared.
on 3 games.
He could tell somebody else
cares.
that lie, Jay Stoggs. Because that interview that they pulled up and ran during the Michigan and Purdue Big Ten Conference Championship game, it was just like, oh, look at Grandpa Saban crying now, baby. Come on, man. It's like you cared. You cared ultimately. And you tried to explain why your team was hurt at a certain part of the year and why you're better now. Like other teams weren't hurt and other teams didn't have injuries.
Right.
Let's not do that. And let's say this. How many other 2-loss teams could you say are better than Alabama? If you want to go there trying to make a case for yourself to get in. And I'm just going to be 100% honest. I'm not even a Texas Longhorns fan. Texas got cheated against y'all. That roughing the passer call in the end zone on what would have been a safety to help Texas secure a win against Alabama and they end up losing that game. Come on, hey, Bama. Y'all escaped death 3 different times. Texas A&M didn't know how to finish. That's why they got 10 kids in the transfer portal trying to skip town now on their ass. Jimbo couldn't get it done, right? So there's a lot of different factors to go into Alabama not getting in. Just the fact that the committee considered putting y'all at 5, so you're still going to get a New Year's Day bowl. You're still going to get your uppers of millions of dollars for playing in the bowl game, yet you're mad about not getting in the playoff. Man, boy, bye. Kick rocks with that. The committee got it 100% right. Because how do you punish a team like TCU for making it to the conference championship game, losing a tough game that they should have won, but they got stopped on the goal line, right? I don't know if they should have won, but they get beat. So you want them to get punished for losing an extra game while you get to sit at home over the weekend, watch the games, and come in with 2 losses. Kick rocks, bro. That's nope.
Exactly. And they beat that team. Yeah. So I think we agree the committee got it right. They got it right this year.
Yes, sir.
So now we move forward to 2024, just a little bit, just to peek to say, okay, looking at how everything shook out this season and for next season, a lot of people have derided and said, it shouldn't have been, 12. 12 is too many. 8's the number of 6. But 12, I think, really gets you in a place where you do have, all the Clemson people who keep telling me all Clemson is good, and they're not. Tennessee, they're not. All these teams that are claiming that they're not, because guess who else would be in that playoff right now? It would also be K-State would be there. K-State would be in the playoffs right now if it was 12 teams. So, I mean,
and that's a scary team, Jay. I don't know who wants to play K-State right now.
Nobody. K-State's always a tough out. They're always a tough out, man. So
disciplined football team, play very well. You're right.
And appreciate the like. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to the 12 because the reality is you can still have the bowls. You can still do what you need to do. You can have it all pan out. Everybody is signed off. All these extra games that you want to play. Put it to the playoffs. and let's go.
Jay, you said it perfect, dog, because it comes down to it. And this is what someone said. Well, you're putting these extra teams in that don't have a chance. How do we know they don't have a chance? Y'all holler about Cinderella every year in basketball. So this is my whole thing. Expand it like you are.
Yeah.
Put the 12 in. If you make it and do great, good. If you make it and you lose, good. Because now there's no guessing what could have, would have happened. It's decided on the field. And it has to be decided on the field. And Jay.
Yeah.
Nick Saban need to be worried about, wow, he got 8 linemen leave from the offensive and defensive side of the ball that entered to the transfer portal.
That's it.
People are leaving. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. It's going to be hard for them to compete. I believe he might turn in his walking papers soon in the near future. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that being said, I think he wanted this as an end this year, and Alabama will still be competitive. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying, but Nick Saban really got on TV, politic, and was begging the committee, yet saying like, "Well, I don't make those decisions. It's not up to me." You thought you was gonna brother-law your way in there, just the same way you tried to bash Deion, you know, for getting Travis Hunter at J State, and now guess what? You know, he leaving and going with him, and a lot of people. This is what, and then not to go back to Deion, but a lot of people said, well, he's only bringing his son will only go to be the quarterback because his dad is the coach. Yeah, that's part of it. But y'all do know that this kid was a D1 athlete and decided to go to Jackson State with his dad and turned down several Division I scholarship offers, right? So they have a capable quarterback, which they did not have the past season.
I mean, that's it.
And I went back to another day, and we replayed the down because it was a penalty.
We replayed the down.
I brought up something that made me replay the down.
Well, you know, you are a habitual line stepper, so you know that's what it is.
Yes, I own that now. I own that. I will own my habitual line steppiness.
You're a habitual line stepper. So let's move on to that third down. So we make sure we have everything here. But this one, I when I saw this, I said, you know what? Let me go and find out. Because it didn't feel like I really knew who the Heisman winner should be or could be.
Right.
So, as usual, I'm a Buff nerd, right?
You got that list right there?
You know, I got the list. I got the list. You got
something, bro.
You know I do. You know I do. So here are the finalists for your Heismans for the Heisman this year. Caleb Williams, QB, USC. Max Duggan, QB, TCU. The QB from Georgia, Stetson
Bennett. Okay.
It's Stetson Bennett. He's in there. And then CJ Stroud, QB from Ohio State. Now, a lot of people were kind of, you know, they were high on Caleb for the whole year. They were high on CJ Stroud the whole year. They were kind of high on Stetson. You know, a lot of people were high on Bryce Young. And they were a bit confused why he wasn't in the finals or a finalist. But obviously, because you have a 2-loss season, that kind of puts you out there.
Who's that?
That's Bryce Young.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he didn't have a good year. But listen to these stats, man. I'm going to run these down real quick for you.
Go ahead. I need to hear these.
So for Caleb Williams, QB USC, who statistically is the best, right? 4,075 passing yards. What is this? 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 27 touchdowns. He rushed for 372 yards and had 10 rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Even though, but that's impressive. Max Duggan, 3,321 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 6 rushing touchdowns on 404 rushing yards. Very nice. Stetson Bennett, 3,425 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 INTs. Not very great. Yeah. 7 rushing touchdowns, though, but those 6 interceptions to 20 passing touchdowns, that's not good.
And I think, and let's be real, Stetson Bennett is in there because the Georgia Bulldogs are
absolutely
reigning national champions. They're undefeated again, and they're in the playoffs. Stetson Bennett is not going to win the Heisman.
No, he is not. He's there.
Let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and say that right now.
Yeah, right now.
So
then that leaves CJ Stroud. And I'm thinking, okay, CJ Stroud, all right, yeah, he got beat down by Michigan, but that surely he has some good numbers here. 3,340 yards, 37 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. No rushing touchdowns though. Which surprised me about CJ Stroud. That I would think he would have more rushing touchdowns, but he had 0.
He can escape, but he doesn't do it a lot. He doesn't rely on his legs. He really is a passer with a big arm. Now, did you go through all 4 before I comment on any of these dudes?
Yeah, that's it. That's all 4.
Ohio State throws the hell out of the ball. They throw it vertical and they throw it a lot. They try to feed guys deep down the field. CJ Stroud is not a bad quarterback. He just did not look good in his last outing, right? No, I won't say that outing against Michigan. It just it wasn't a part. Still a very capable quarterback, and if he won the Heisman, I wouldn't get mad. Jade Stoggs, your man, Max Duggan, dude, he is just a winner. It's just like, did you see he was about to pass out at the end of that Big 12 championship game? Like he was exhausted.
Yeah.
He willed them back to win with his legs. And to me, when it comes down to the Heisman Trophy, sometimes it's your heart, not just your accolades and your stats, right?
Absolutely.
And then that being the case, the same thing for Caleb Williams. He popped his hamstring on the 3rd series of the game, or 3rd series. Yeah, I think they said the 3rd series, and he wouldn't let his coach take him out. Yeah. He wanted to hang in there and play. And let's be real, you talked about USC, and it is what it is. Not trying. They got to get better up front if they want to be in the conversation of a Power 5 school that's playing for national championships. University of Utah beat their butts up front. But to take away from what Caleb Williams did, to me, I don't judge your Heisman performance off of one game. I don't think it's fair. But a lot of people will look at your resume and what you did, but they'll go back, well, the last time he played, he didn't look great. Did you see the O-line looking like Swiss cheese? They looked like they had no arms trying to pass set. You know what I'm saying? They could not block at all. Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams going to USC was the best thing to happen for USC in the Pac-12 this football season. Honestly. Because of the notoriety, everything it put on it, the emphasis it put on it. It's good football. And he is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player, man. He is. To me, like, if we had to sit up here and pick right now, Jay, I think I would say, hey, Caleb Williams is my favorite to win the Heisman.
Really? Well, I think you already know where I'm going.
I'm not mad at you. You're supposed to. You're supposed to go there with that, man. Look, and he's deserving.
Real talk, though. And I think that's the other part. And unfortunately, it does come down to, what did I see last? What did I see last? And what I saw last was, unfortunately, a player that did get hurt. It was affecting him. And it was just a bad look. It really was just the whole team. Caleb was trying to do his thing, but it was really the whole team that just failed on that particular game. And if we say they got beat twice by the same team, do we now not say that's more on the coaching and the scheme?
Yeah, some of it. Now, Jay, I always say this when it comes to football, and you can run past shows. We got 50 of them. Go pick when we talk about college football or the game of football. It's all about matchups. And Utah matched up very well with USC because of who they have up front. USC was lacking at the offensive line and the defensive line, right? So because of them lacking up front, Utah matched up very, very well with them and took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So
good point.
Yeah, I'm glad you. Hey, welcome back. I was gonna keep going, no dog. Hey.
I know you were, and that's okay. Because we got to keep this show moving, and that's what we do. But yeah, I think the 4 that they picked is what they picked. One of the things and I'm gonna make this last point. I really hate the fact that it has come down to just a quarterback trophy.
And I said that in the intro while you were getting your Wi-Fi back up,
Yeah.
Jay, and your internet back up. I was like, yo, look.
Thank you.
Just I said that. No, I'm just saying I really
Yeah.
did because, and we're gonna talk about that when we get to our top 5 later, right? A little
Yes.
bit, right?
Yes.
But they make this all about, and
yeah.
you have what was it? The Maxwell, that's the best quarterback in the country award. The Jim Thorpe is a receiver, right? And Maxwell
Yeah.
is it vice
No,
versa?
isn't that the Davy O'Brien?
I mean, I don't know. They got a quarterback award.
Yeah, they do. I think it's Davy O'Brien.
And they'll bring some receivers in, but right now the media makes everything about the QBs like nothing is really run and done by other people on the team. So I'm right there with you. They got to get back to incorporating the best players for that team that really qualify as being the best player in the country, not just a quarterback. Because there's a lot of teams, that function very well without great quarterback play. It's just
Georgia.
That's the one position. That's the one position to latch on to, but hey, our quarterback good though. So, all right, man, let's get into this 4th down, bro. And I put this on here, and I know you're probably sick of talking about this guy because I'm kind of sick of hearing about it. But at the end of the day, this weekend we took my son out to try to find some basketball shoes, and I only made it to one store. I looked at my wife and said, "Yo, I'm gonna let y'all have this today. This you and him. I can't do this because my son is very particular." And we go into Champs and we see a table of basketball shoes, and they got some Kyrie's marked down like, God, they almost free, bro. They used to be like 180. They almost free. And so I'm like, yo, Nike is really just, what's gonna happen? And then
slashing prices,
right? Like Fruit Ninja. What, remember that game, Fruit Ninja Slice and Dice? Yeah. So then when I was like looking on the internet and I saw the headline, Nike officially terminates the Irving partnership. I was like, yo, one last time, and this is the last time I'm gonna talk about Kyrie Irving in this light, because I think we need to now talk about basketball. But did you think this? And I wanted to ask you your opinion, Buff Nerd, because you always give good feedback on it. Did you honestly ever think that the demise of the Nike partnership was going to happen, or did you think that they would slap him on the wrist, forgive him, and keep production going? Because they just dropped the Kyrie 8, like a brand new shoe was just designed and it was supposed to get ready to drop in launch that we probably never gonna see now.
I think to answer the question, did I think it would happen eventually? Now, no, but I would have thought maybe after the season, like, okay, look, we tried. It's just not going to work. But it was going to happen. There are just too many things that have happened with Kyrie off the court that have not allowed him to be on the court. And if you're not on the court with the shoe, with the product, I can't, as a business person, I'm saying I can't do this because people are looking at the fact that, okay, well, you don't believe in dinosaurs. Okay, fine. The world is flat. Okay, fine. I'm giving a voice to the voiceless when it comes to COVID and getting vaccinated. Okay, I'm not going to play because of this, or I'm not going to play because of that. Fine. You're not putting the shoe on, though. No one sees you play in the shoe. If I don't see, and here's what's crazy is Jordan doesn't play ball anymore, yet his shoes still go at a premium, right? $250.
Right.
Okay. He don't play anymore, but people remember what he played or what he looked like in the shoes. People are not focusing on Kyrie in the shoes anymore. Nike had to drop him for that.
Wow. You just opened up a whole nother light in my eye on that one, bro. I didn't think about it like that. And at the end of the day, man,
Buff Nerd, let's go.
Phil Knight said Kyrie stepped over the line and he said some things that we can't stand by with those statements. And at the end of the day, you understand that's what that swoosh means to a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and how much weight it carries in the sports world. And
Man.
if and I'm just gonna say this, and I believe it, Jay. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. I believe Nike thought about their bottom line to where if they didn't cut
Absolutely.
ties with Kyrie, what backlash it could mean from other entities that would have probably stopped wearing their brand. And you know what I'm saying? And at the end of
Yeah.
the day, as a business person, I can't lose my bread
Right.
because of one small piece in the
Yeah.
NBA that I have a partnership with.
Right.
So, to Kyrie Irving, you want to touch anything on that?
I mean, you're exactly right, man. It comes down to the bottom line, and it's not so much what he said, because I'm not going to debate that. I'm not going to
Got
debate
it.
what he said. I'm
Right.
not going to debate what he tweeted, what he didn't tweet, I'm not going to debate that.
Right.
What we're talking about here is Nike made a business decision,
Yep.
pure and simple business decision. We can't sell our brand of shoe, or we can't sell our shoe with you being a spokesperson, a part of that brand, because that will ultimately hurt our bottom line and what that represents to, when they say when it represents to other people, to all
Right.
people. No. What it represents, like, they won't buy them anymore.
Yeah.
We can't have that. So yeah, absolutely.
Hey, man. So
You know what that does, right?
Hey man, when it comes to that, and I think about all the money that Kyrie Irving is walking away from, it just made me say one thing, Jay.
Oh, hell no! 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 Oh, hell no!
Oh, hell no.
That's right, folks. It's that time of the show where throughout the week we figure out, or we say, oh my gosh, oh hell no. I know that didn't get said or happen. I'm just gonna jump right into this thing, man. Instructions. Oh hell no. I thought we had progressed enough. I'm putting stuff up in my house, for the Christmas season, and they give you instructions, and they give you, these templates, but the templates are wrong, so you drill holes in your wall all over the place. Oh hell no. Instructions. Get better instructions. I don't understand this. How many years have we been doing this? Get better instructions.
Wow. So basically what you're telling me is you got some extra holes in the wall that it will be covered up by the TV you hung, but yet
Yes.
you know that you put them in your wall because
Oh
the
yes.
template was not up to par because
It
of
was
the
not.
instructions you got.
No, I
Yeah,
not follow them.
whatever that manufacturer was, that's an oh hell no for them. But Jay, we've talked so much about the women's basketball game and being up to par in the same standards as the men's game. So
Right.
lo and behold, as I am scrolling and trolling through the internet, I
There you go.
see Las Vegas women's tournament loses Dayton, Purdue, and Texas A&M. So there's a company called Destination Basketball that normally works with Sports Tours International to put on basketball tournaments in Las Vegas. So they try to draw, tournaments of all types into Las Vegas, mainly college tournaments. And so this time, Destination Basketball pulled in a tournament to South Point Casino. And Jay, let me let you know, I don't know if you've seen this or not. It looked like they were playing in a church auditorium with fold-out chairs next to it on the seat. Now, the kicker was, so Auburn, so a player by the name of Carissa Richardson, I think she played at Auburn, she fell down and hit her head. They had to wait over 50 minutes for EMTs to get there. So they had this tournament put on. It was so poorly put together. It looked bad, but they had no EMTs or medical people on site to where they actually had to call 911 to get an ambulance there. And so here it is. This player was laying on the court, immobilized. a head injury from hitting her head on the floor, and she had to wait almost an hour to get the proper medical care and taken to the hospital. That to me is a big hell no. And the city of Las Vegas is known for, the tourism, hospitality business, bringing stuff in. Destination Basketball will not reach back out to ESPN and all these other sites. They need a swift kick in the ass, and that's hell no for dropping the ball, because at the end of the day, that's a scary point. So these other big schools, they decided to pull out, and two to three schools that pulled out, they decided to play each other at a neutral, at another school site and go back home. But what they did was, this tournament was put together. It's mostly smaller schools, and they got like a couple Power 5 schools to come in to help boost the tournament and get more, schools wanting to play in it.
Yeah.
But like I say, Jay, when you get a chance, and I'll try to find it to share it on our Twitter account, dude, it's awful. I mean, it's god awful. I mean, it looks like backyard basketball at a church ballroom, bro. It doesn't even, I mean, they got folding chairs. You can see the roof right above the goal. So it's like playing in a ballroom at a whole. So hey, let's say we went to Hyatt Place. We went to Hyatt Place right now. Yeah, it looked worse than Hickory.
It looked like the movie.
Hickory Hoosiers. Hickory Hoosiers had a better gym than this, bro. It's bad. I'm gonna shoot it to you, dog. It's awful,
man.
Hey,
yo, put it up there.
Destination Basketball, y'all get hell nah.
Come down to Fort Worth. We got a lot of facilities that are open that are very nice, and you won't have that kind of mess.
Yeah, they could have played it. They could have played at PSA McKinney, and it would have been better than the stuff they played in Vegas. It was awful, bro. Horrible. And thing is, they said the game was going to be at the Mirage or the MGM at first. And then when they got there and they saw it at South Point Casino, South Point Casino looked like the casino in National Lampoon's Vacation when at the casino they played I Declare War. And rock, paper, scissors at.
It was a Mirage. They thought it was at the MGM. Is that the MGM? Oh, baby, that's just a Mirage. Oh. They played in the same. They played in the same ballroom as Glow used to wrestle. Gorgeous
ladies of wrestling. Wow. Hey man, Mountain Fiji was a bad mamma jamma. I'm sorry.
I love Glow, bro.
That's your fault. You took me there, dog. You sidetracked me real quick. Hey man,
that's gonna be a top 5. Let's go to the next.
Hey, what's the next segment, dog?
I think it's between the lines.
Hey,
is that what we're doing?
Between the lines and keep it. Okay, hey, we'll go between the lines, man.
All right, let's get it together here. All right, so between my bad, folks.
Wow.
Nice. All right, so man.
Next you're gonna say something about roller derby, huh?
Let's see. But
I'm sorry.
What does B Slaughter say? Prime play TCU week 1 and Nebraska week 2 next year. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be good, sir.
Oh man,
right.
That Colorado. Hey, that schedule was already out before Prime got the job, but that's cool. Yeah. That's gonna be interesting to see, man. And hey, we know it's gonna take a rebuild. It's gonna take some time. But in his press conference, in the meeting, he said, "I'm coming with luggage, and my luggage is Louis." Huh?
You can't. You got them in the comments. Yeah.
All right.
My Mac is. Thank you. I got that. I got it. Okay. Hey, yeah, man. He'll be fine. But let's jump into this between the lines, man. So this past week, I don't know when you want to talk. Let's just talk about OBJ, man. Let's just do that. Can we do that?
I go with it, baby. I'm good with it.
I mean, everything kind of ran chalk this past week, and what's kind of as far as headlines and whatnot. But for me, the OBJ saga has kind of reached a fever pitch, and I'm ready for it to be over. Like, if you're gonna sign.
I got you.
And this whole I'm not working out for nobody, and you coming off your second ACL. Okay, fine. League minimum, or get him $1.5 million. keep it moving, but at this point, man, it's time.
I mean,
It's time.
hey, this here, man. Tell me this, Jay, and you got the right because your team, your Cowboys, and Jay Styles will talk a lot more about this tomorrow, y'all. On Cowboys Cutting Up, that's Wednesdays 8 p.m. Central Time. Please, hey, y'all make sure y'all please tune in and catch the Buff Nerd and Trey. I don't say Trey's last name. I just like saying Trey
Collis.
C. I like saying Trey C because they think I'm saying Tracy, but I'm not. It's Trey and the letter C. Y'all check them out because they're gonna touch on this. He's supposed to be coming to Dallas. He's supposed to help. Yeah. Now, not to talk about this a lot, but the way y'all whipped up on the Colts and the way CeeDee Lamb and those guys played and even Gallup, I wouldn't even fool with Odell Beckham Jr. There's no need. And if you're gonna try to come in and make all these demands about what you will and won't do, but you're the one who really need me more than I need you. Yeah. Sorry.
I know it.
Kick rocks. Keep stepping. There's no need for me to mess with you, dude. I'm not doing it because you're gonna have to come in here. We're gonna do a thorough physical to make sure that you're fine because it's an investment. I'm not just giving you money and you go have another blowout. Now they're saying, I read something that said there's some concerns about his knee. There's still and where is it right here? Sources good. Oh, Cowboys have concerns about Odell Beckham Jr. after his visit.
Yeah,
these headlines. So what the hell, Bo? As my boy Big Low would say.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Julio Jones is way past his prime. Like this should be his last year. Watch what games say.
Watch what games say right now. Now, hey, Jay Stoggs, you know, in my pewter perspective, after week 2, I said that Julio Jones should be released by the Buccaneers. Did I not?
Dude, I don't like being that guy.
Man, shut up. Yes, you do. That's why you going there. That's why you going there. Hey man, be slaughter. You done see you picked the scare with me in this fool right here because he can't wait till somebody mention Julio so he can hit me there.
I'm just saying, I said he's past his prime. This is not the guy. I got you. I think I'm working now.
You working? Okay, I gotta let you get it.
Yeah.
All right.
OBJ old news, but he's not. I mean, that's why New York still wants him. Buffalo is still clamoring for him. But
they said Julio Jones, Jay, man. They said mid-January is when he'd probably be able to play. That's the playoffs.
But that's fine. That's fine.
It ain't because the way y'all play, y'all probably gonna be done in week 2.
Ooh, you might be right, but if we can get through week 1, that's all I care about. Give me through week 1.
But is Odell Beckham worth the headache to bring in for maybe 2 games?
For a Super Bowl, yes.
It ain't. I'm not. We got to get.
I referenced first. I referenced the LA Rams.
But he was there before that.
He was there before the playoffs. Yes. Now here's the thing. Do we need him? No. Is it nice to have him? Yes, because here's the reality. Okay. He will be receiver number 3. He'll be the 3rd receiver behind Gallup. That's where he hits right now. CD 1, Gallup 2, OBJ 3. And he will be flipping in.
Not able to get up.
He'll be flipping in with Brown. Anyway. Are you saying he's not that guy anymore? He might not be. We don't need him to be.
Then what do you need? Brown can suffice as your 3rd receiver for the playoffs.
Look, man, if he takes a safety off of CeeDee Lamb to put on to him or another back or whatever defensive back to come over to him, I'm fine with that. Let's go.
We on between the lines. Let's go and keep it all the way 100. What y'all need to worry about is y'all quarterback trying to get a ball to the other team. Dak Prescott got lucky that the Colts defenders dropped the ball a couple times.
I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow.
All right, keep it going then.
Is San Fran done? Ooh. Is San Fran done?
Oh, I don't know.
Right. Is San Fran done?
Hey man, let's be real. Jimmy G was not thought to be that guy. Right? Not anymore. But he managed. He has a great team around him. They have a great defense. You don't think that what's his name? Brock Purdy? What's his name?
Yeah. Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevant. You don't think he can come in and manage the game just like Jimmy G did? And they said he's a little more athletic in the pocket than Jimmy G was.
Because he's younger. That's all.
And he doesn't
younger.
have to throw the ball down the field. You got Debo you can get the ball to. You got
McCaffrey.
CMC Music Factory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't need to do a whole lot, bro.
Okay. All right.
Do the done. Is San Francisco done? I'm not gonna say that, but just because they have a viable defense.
Okay. Do the Packers shut down Aaron Rodgers for the rest of the season?
I would. Yes. Let Jordan Love play. See what you got in your first round draft pick that you wasting on the sideline.
Even though he's healthy.
See if your future is there.
Yeah.
See if Jordan Love is your future. So what do you have to gain from playing Aaron Rodgers? You're not going to the playoffs. You're not.
Yeah.
Let him play.
Yeah.
Let Jordan Love play. Bench Aaron Rodgers.
And then moving back to the Niners, reports are that Baker Mayfield was picked up by the Rams, right?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield already got picked up by the Rams today. Damn, is that funny? Wow.
Dude, it's such a dumpster fire in LA. I love it.
Hey man, Baker just wanted a job. And this is my thing.
I'm not mad at him.
Man, but you got some big cojones when you be like, hey man, if I'm not the number 2, if I'm not starting, you think about I'm the 2 or the 3, go ahead and let me go. Huh? You asking to be released? Fool, bye. Hey, B. Slaughter, that is a great question, bro. That is because the way Andy Dalton played last night against the Bucks, I was like, y'all might as well let Jameis get in there and get us, you know what I'm saying, do their thing. Jameis Winston will be in the league. I just don't know if it'll be as a starter.
Oh, no, he'll be a backup.
He's going to be a backup somewhere. But this is my thing. Mariota's getting a chance to play. All these other quarterbacks getting a chance to play. I think Jameis deserves a shot. And what they see that they don't like, and I don't like how Jameis handled it with the interview. Like, well, no one else ever lost their job because of injuries. I shouldn't lose my job because of injuries. I mean, you should have just rolled that thing out and not said nothing.
Drew Bledsoe.
He died. Almost died that game.
Drew Bledsoe lost his job because of injury. So, I mean, I don't. That's a great question, man. But I don't. I agree with Big Game. He'll be in the league, but he will not be a starter. He will not be in New Orleans.
He won't demise the way Cam Newton did. I don't think. Yeah, he might. Hey man,
he's on his way.
They will ball the black quarterback up and throw their ass away.
Man, I'm saying. I'm just blah.
Gotta go. They will get rid of
I think that's it. So I know we talked about maybe keeping on the court, but
keep it on the court. Gotta go.
That's the one that got to go. You got one got to go.
I do have a one got to go, and
this top 5 is about to be ooh.
It's all good. Hey, this one got to go is not going to be long. Let me get back to the videos to run. So, hey man, y'all know I do this. Shay hates it. Hey, I find a couple things, a couple people out there in the league, in the world, in the industry, music, TV, whatever, and you got to figure out which one you can live without. This one got to go. So tonight's one got to go. Jay Stoggs. I kept it NFL. I kept it quarterbacks.
Okay.
I kept it quarterbacks, and most of these guys some of these guys are doing great this year, and one of them we scratched our head about since he got a payday.
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, or Jalen Hurts. One's got to go.
Give me the list again.
Tua, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. One's
Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray.
That was
Kyler Murray.
That was so quick and easy for you.
He don't study. He don't study.
What if that was a lie, man? What if he really does?
Was it a lie? Was it?
I don't think so.
Look, Big Game, you've had contracts before, professional contracts. If somebody puts something in a professional contract, is it something that you lie about and you sign it? Is there a lie in there? Come on now.
Nah. Hey, they didn't have to put film study in my contract. I did it for free. That was part of my job. That was the expectation, right?
You didn't do it for free. You did it to get paid because you
right,
knew that's
right,
what you
exactly.
had to do.
It's an expectation. Right? That's how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
That's how you show your professionalism.
I'm professional.
Yeah, when it comes down to this one for me, and can I say something, Jay? I almost threw Deshaun Watson on here, but I figured he went through enough playing in front of his accusers last week that I left him alone. I like the way Tua's playing. He didn't play great against San Francisco last week, but that was San Francisco's defense. Lamar Jackson's Lamar Jackson. I hope the injury that he has is not bad, because if he doesn't come back, they don't win, right? Jalen Hurts is on fire. He hot as fish grease right now. Yeah. So you can't get away from Jalen Hurts. So guess who that leaves?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler. I don't like to study Murray, and I didn't want to. I really didn't want to have him be the one, because to me, he's that local guy that I want to pull for. But it's so many ups and downs and everything about him that he got to go, man.
Man, if he ain't good, he ain't good. That's just keep it 100, right? If he ain't good, he ain't good.
Okay.
If he ain't good, he ain't good. There
no arguments here, man. All right, man. It's time to get in our favorite time of the day.
You know what it is? It's the time of that time of the evening where people have to choose. Some have a top 100, some have a top 50, some have a top 25, some even punk out and get a top 10. But here on Big Game Sports Buzz, we do a top 5. Who's in, who's out? Top 5 Heisman winners of all time. Let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
That's right, folks. I'm so hyped. I don't know why, but I am. Make sure that you comment your top 5 Heisman winners of all time. I know you got at least 2 or 3 of them. They probably match up. Big Game has about 20 of them, so he's going to try and get all 20 in there somehow, some way.
I'm not doing that.
Again,
I'm not doing that.
Line stepper.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Last week you named 12 in your top 5. You had 12 dunkers, man.
I did.
Okay, maybe. I taught you well then, Grasshopper. I taught you well. Hey, man, this is a tough list because a lot of it. I try to go outside my era. I try to bring everybody in, but to put it in the 5, dude. This is my list. Either you hate it, you love it, but it is what it is. Number 5 to me, Joe Burrow. Just watching what he did, going not thinking that he was going to be the man, transferring, going to LSU, win the national championship. Now the success he's having in the NFL, I just think Joe Burrow was a great Heisman Trophy winner. Number 4 for me, and the only defensive player I know that won it, Charles Woodson, out of Michigan. Sir. Great punt returner, great DB, played like 9,000 years in the league, on TV with an ascot. The only man I know that could pull it off and look like he did. So I got to give it to Charles Woodson. Number 3, all right. Charlie Ward from Florida State. Charlie Ward from Florida State, great quarterback. One of, I think, best athletes to go on. And a lot of people, young people now, they know him for being a basketball player. They don't even realize Charlie Ward was a hell of a football player at Florida State. They just remember him being the point guard for the New York Knicks. So Charlie Ward. Number 2, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. Sure. Just Bo. Bo's a beast. I'm a Bo fan. Bo's career was short-lived in the NFL because of injury. Bo. Yeah. And number 1, damn. I just changed my number 1. I did. You saw my face? I thought it was somebody. Yeah. I'll mention them later. I was about to put him number 1 and not having him on my list, right? My number 1, man, I said Barry Sanders, man. Because of what he did at the running back position for the game and how he did it. I was always amazed by it when, I saw him at Oklahoma State and then what he did in the league. And like I said, Jay, I saw that with my own 2 eyes up in Pontiac, Michigan, man. And watching Barry Sanders look like he had triple jointed ankles making moves on the field, running by folks. It's purely amazing, man. So that's my top 5. And when we're done, I'm going to tell you who I thought about after the fact.
Well, of course you will. I agree with you. Bo Jackson.
Hater.
Man. Well, no, I'm not. Bo Jackson definitely is on my list. you have to give it to Charles Woodson, man, because he's the only defensive guy to ever win the award, which is trash in what we were talking about. And for that, you'll start to notice a trend with mine. Ricky Williams is on my list. Ricky Williams
Okay.
at Texas was a beast. People ran out of his way so he wouldn't hit them. That's why he had speed, he had power, he had it all. And of course, coming through Texas, UT, they are known for running backs. So for him to stand out, absolutely. Tim Brown.
Nice pick.
Is
Jay.
another one. For a receiver to get this award, especially the year that he did, just and one of the nicest guys you can meet. But yeah, absolutely. My last one here, I dug back. I went back. You know, I like to go outside the box here. Archie Griffin. Archie Griffin is the only player to win this award. And here's a running back to back. The only one to win it back to back. So
respect,
there you go.
Respect. I like your list. I applaud you on that one. I like those picks. Not bad. The two people I wanted to mention. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Earl Campbell and Desmond Howard, man.
Hey, respect on both.
Because what Desmond Howard did
on both.
Earl Campbell was just amazing. Man. You know, and he's
got
good high links too.
Dude, there we go. When he struck that Heisman pose, man, come on. Ain't too many people can do that.
Yeah.
Ain't too many people can do that. Desmond Howard can do that in the game.
So
in the game.
That's it, man. Great list. Great job. I'm not gonna name off 20 more people, just those two
you want
people
to.
that I wanted to. Hey man, you touched on it. Good job.
I mean, great job. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in and locking in with us. Thank you for the likes. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you tell someone about Big Game Entertainment, Big Game Sports Buzz, Cowboys Connection, and of course the other shows that will be coming on Big Game Entertainment. Make sure that you like, subscribe, smash the bell. You can also catch us on wherever you check or wherever you have or listen to your podcast. Amazon, Apple, Spotify. We are there. Make sure you tweet at us. We're here at BG Sports Buzz and, of course, at Jay Stocks. I'm there. Look, love you. Appreciate you. Big Game, what you got, man?
Hey, man, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for putting up and dealing with me for the first 5 minutes of the show while Buff Nerd was getting his internet together. Your boy did his best. It's hard interacting if there's no live chat going on right at the beginning of the show. But we did our best. We meant to do what to do. And for all those that have been supporting the show, thank you again, because without you, the fans watching, liking, and subscribing, you know, we wouldn't be here doing what we do and having fun doing it. Hey, man, make sure y'all go ahead and hit us up in that super chat too. All right. Hey, anyway, for the Buff Nerd, Jay Stoggs, I'm your boy Big Game James. Thank you for tuning in to Big Game Sports Buzz.
And we're back.